The Bengals and Tee Higgins have until July 15th to agree to a contract extension. If that doesn't happen, will T be all in on the 2024 Bengals? Some national talking heads have discussed it. Hear what they had to say, plus my thoughts on Tee Higgins right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. So hit that subscribe button if you're looking for more Bengals coverage. We have you covered on BengalsTalk.com, and ring the bell. By the way, shout out to you. We're at 44,000 plus subscribers here on YouTube, and we will cover the Bengals all offseason long. Now that the schedule's out, guess what? We still have offseason coverage, and the Bengals have just under 2 months to get a long-term extension done. That July 15th deadline with Tee Higgins is quickly approaching. He is the only franchise tagged or transition tagged player that has not agreed to a long-term deal. And that has led to some speculation. Adam Schefter on ESPN last week discussing Tee Higgins with Dan Orlosky. And it's interesting, and you're going to hear a clip from them in just a minute. But Tee Higgins has never been someone, at least to me, that has sat out when he could play. He's always tried to play, always pushed to play, always wanted to play. And so will that change now that he's in a contract year, assuming that he doesn't get a deal done before July 15th? Orlosky and Schefter had different opinions.
He's not going to get the money.
But he's going to get it from someone.
Okay, right. So what's going to happen middle of the season if and when his knees creaky, his hamstrings tight, his shoulder sore? Is he playing through those injuries weeks before he becomes a free agent? Or is he going to be making a business decision?
You think a team is randomly going to pay you if you're not healthy? So what you want?
Absolutely. He's getting paid.
No.
Oh, he's getting paid.
Wow. If he plays.
How many times have we seen this play out? I'll go back to Jairus Byrd, a safety in Buffalo, where he had all kinds of injury issues, becomes a free agent. New Orleans makes him the highest paid safety in football. Somebody, no matter what season Tee Higgins has, is going to pay him.
Here's what's interesting is I think that both guys are probably right in a sense that Tee Higgins will still probably get paid regardless. He is valuable. He showed that value. And you just look at his numbers, 3,600 yards over 4 seasons, 24 touchdowns. So he's averaging, 800 plus yards per year. And more than that, 900 yards per year, actually, and 6 touchdowns per year. That alone is going to get you paid in the league. But to Orlovsky's point, Tee Higgins has to show everyone from the Bengals, the rest of the NFL, that he is a number one. Not that he's 1A and can be a 1 when Jamar Chase is hurt some, but that he can go out there and have a 1,200-yard season, have an 80-catch season, average 15 yards per catch. And he's been close in a lot of those numbers. Have 10 touchdowns, be a red zone threat, all of those things. And so to Orlovsky's point, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on where I think Tee Higgins is going into this season from his perspective. But T absolutely has something to prove. And I think the Bengals know that. And I think T knows that. If Tee Higgins wants to get $28 million per year, you think he can do that by putting up 700 yards this year and playing in 12 games? No way. No way. If he wants to be one of these top paid receivers, which I get, why wouldn't he want that? Then you got to go out there and do it. And I think that's why he's been working with David Alexander, a trainer in Miami who's worked with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's was one of his first clients way back in the day that I can remember at least. You're talking like 12, 13 years ago. And so at DBC Fit, it's Miami based. And Tee Higgins is training there. Why? And we hear this all the time, but it's true. He's 25 years old. He wants to be in the best shape of his life. He wants to come into the Bengals whenever he does, and I'm sure it'll be towards the end of training camp, at some point during training camp, ready to go. He wants to avoid those soft tissue injuries. He wants to show the entire league that he is a number one. And so Tee Higgins has a ton to prove, and he knows that. And not only is it about staying healthy for T, but it's about being productive. And if he does those things, then he's going to get paid. Could he get paid regardless? Sure. There will be a market for Tee Higgins because we know when he is healthy what he is. But he's not getting top receiver money if he doesn't perform this year, if he doesn't put up numbers this year. He's just not. There are too many receivers that come out of the draft. There are too many receivers that will be available one way or another. And so if you're paying top dollar for Tee Higgins, you need him to show that he can stay healthy, that he can put up elite numbers, and he's in the offense to do that. And T knows that. And that's why he's working really, really hard. And I know he's motivated. I know he wants to come in and show everyone that he can be this high-end number one wide receiver in the NFL. And obviously we've seen flashes of it. And that's where it's beneficial is Tee Higgins has all the motivation in the world to be great this year and show the Bengals and 31 other teams that he is going to be one of the best wide receivers in the league, not only this season, but years to come. So that's where I'm at on it is, would there be a market? Of course there would be a market. But Tee Higgins has a chance to go from here to here. He has a chance to expand that market significantly. And you do that by going out there and having a hell of a 2024 season and making, opposing defensive backs' life hell. For more, make sure you check out bengalstalk.com and check out all of our videos this week right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. We will be at practice on Tuesday, and Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, it is Enter the Jungle with Andrew Fox Miller and myself. For Andrew, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.